Before coming to Barcelona, I never expected to have a life-threatening experience happen to me. In fact, it was something that I greatly feared. However, after something like that did happen, I ended up being grateful for the experience, which unknowingly shaped the rest of my abroad experience significantly. After having a bad allergic reaction, my perspective on how I was living my life abroad completely changed. One afternoon, after eating pesto for lunch, I collapsed in the gym after reacting to the tree nuts that were unknowingly in it. I was scared and alone, not knowing what to do, but luckily a few strangers passing by came rushing to help me and did their best to speak as much English as they could. They comforted me through this scary situation and helped contact my friends and an ambulance, something I was not able to do myself at the time. After being rushed to Sant Pau Hospital, I ended up being fine, and though this experience was definitely scary and difficult for me to handle, I am grateful it happened as it made me grow as a person and it taught me lessons I needed to learn. I am so appreciative to everyone who helped me, whether it was my friends or those strangers at the gym, and I have tried to use this to become more interculturally competent and make the most of my abroad experience moving forward. In America, I always asked what was in pesto since it sometimes is made with tree nuts. However, this particular day, I was feeling extra lazy and decided I really did not want to try to speak Spanish to ask if there were nuts in the pesto I wanted. As I look back now, this was a very irresponsible decision and made me realize how careless I was being. It never occurred to me to be careful about what I ate here in Barcelona, and I figured nothing bad would ever really happen, and that it wasn't even worth going out of my way to constantly ask what was in certain foods. However, this experience has taught me to be more responsible and how important it is to not only be aware of just what is in my food, but to be more aware of my surroundings and my decisions in general. It is a very different culture here, and I feel that I needed this to happen to teach me independence and responsibility for myself and my actions. At first, I was very angry with this situation and that it happened, but then I realized that this reaction was normal based on the intensity factors that are associated with cultural identity. The greater degree of cultural difference between my host culture and my home culture, and the more negatively I evaluate those differences, the more intense the experience, which has proven to be true in my case. Along with that, the less language ability I possess also heightens the intensity of the experience. This is another reason I wanted to start going out of my comfort zone to speak more Spanish so that these types of situations weren't as difficult to handle. Since then, I'm also a lot more appreciative of the locals. I never really thought to interact with anyone other than my American friends, but after seeing how kind and generous these people who didn't have any obligation to help me were, I have tried to make an effort to immerse myself more in their culture and interact with them. I also realized how important and respectful it is to at least try to speak Spanish to locals and how much it means to them, considering how much it meant to me when they tried to help me in English. Even though the people who helped me did not speak English very well, they still tried as hard as they could to talk to me and help me through this scary situation, which is why I want to try just as hard as they did to speak their language. This situation may not have been ideal, but it was something I am very grateful for. I would not have grown nearly as much as I did abroad, and I would have missed out on a lot of new opportunities and culture experiences that have really shaped me and my perspective on both life and different cultures.